Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my late review of Queen Sugar. I did watch Queen Sugar on Wednesday. I did take notes on Wednesday. I was supposed to do it on Thursday, but I stayed at work a little bit late, and then I got home. But you're getting it today. Because someone commented on a different video and was like, where's your Queen Sugar video? And I was like, oh crap, I didn't record it. I need to hurry up and do it. So here we are. Let's just get into this video. So this is season 2, episode 15 for this particular, for this episode. And, you know, it picks up with Hollywood, you know, seeing Ralph Angel wake up. You know, after his little bender and everything, he's like, you know, what's wrong? You know, it got to be something for you to have, you know, been drinking like that, basically. You know, something up with you and Darla. And, you know, Ralph Angel just sits up and he's like, you know, I need you to get everyone together. You know, get, you know, Aunt Vi, get Nova, get Charlie, because I need to tell them something and I can only say this once. So that's literally how the episode starts off. From there, we see Charlie and she's at the office, her and Remy. And we see one of them laundry men come in and have a conversation. And I say one of them laundry men because I don't know which one is which at all. I just know their asses is Landry's. And it ain't the old man Landry, it's the young man Landry, who I believe is like the nephew or something. And, you know, he like, I'm just here to talk, you know, want to talk to, you know, mill owner to mill owner. Because both Remy and Charlie like, what the hell are you doing here? And, you know, him saying that he wants to talk mill owner to mill owner, meaning he doesn't want to talk in front of Remy. But Charlie like, you can say whatever you need to say right here in front of Remy. But Remy leaves. He's like, you know what? Maybe it'll go faster if I'm not here. You know, do what you got to do. So he waits outside. And basically, he's saying, you know, you've already took like 40% of our people who mail with us. She's like, well, actually, it's 50%, you know, who's counting. But if you give me a couple of seasons, you know, I'm pretty sure I'll have even more of that. You know, I already have your cousin Bennington on the hook for his 20 acres. No, 20,000 acres. So, you know, it's only a matter of time before, you know, I do this, you know, and I'm going to bring you and your uncle out of business. And he says how she intrigues him. Like, he's never seen a woman do or act the way that she is. And he feels like they can take over the South and, you know, run the whole... I mean, is you proposing a partnership? Even when he was talking, I was looking like, you sound crazy. And if Charlie take it, I would be very, 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 very shocked. And, you know, he's like, you know, we'll make a good team. I feel like, you know, you shouldn't let our family's past get in the way of us making money. So you going to just offer me money and think I'm going to do whatever you say I'm going to do. Not all people do that. Not all people is only about the money. And for Charlie, this has never been about the money. It's about making things right in a way. And she's like, you know, there's no way in hell I'll ever partner with you. You know, I thought about it. You know, that's my answer. Bye-bye. And, of course, he leaves and we see that. So from there, we see, you know, the family is at Aunt Vi's. And they're like, you know, what's going on? What we here for? What's wrong with Ralph Angel? And they're like, oh, we don't know. You know, we all in the dark just like you. So when he walk in, they're like, what's wrong with Ralph Angel? You and Darla? You know, we know it can be hard during a wedding and planning a wedding. It can be stressful. And he was like, it ain't gonna be no wedding. And they're like, what she do? What happened? What she do? And he was like, it's Blue. And they're like, what did she do to Blue? See, I told you. Now, what I didn't like about that was the minute he said something, they instantly went against Darla. You're supposed to, because Ralph Angel's your family. But at the same time, I felt like because they know how much she's changed, they should have at least said, well, what happened? You know what? Because how do y'all know he didn't mess up? And he's coming to tell y'all that he messed up. But they instantly went to what the Darla do. Even though we know the Darla did do something. And, you know, he's talking, but you don't hear any words coming out. And then you hear him say, it's Blue. He ain't mine. You know, that's what she said. You know, he ain't my son. And when he said that, you know, and the whole family had that. They had that reaction. They kind of embraced him. You see Nova crying. You see, you know, Aunt Vi's on all of it. You see Hollywood shocked. I'm thinking, Ralph Angel, why you lying to your family? That ain't what she said. What she said was she messed up and she don't know if he's yours. There's a possibility that he might not be yours, and that she didn't want to hurt you. That's what she said. She did not say he ain't yours. So for me, I felt like that shows Ralph Angel's immaturity and how men also hear what they want to hear, because that ain't what she said. She said it was a possibility. Unless I heard wrong, but I don't think I heard wrong because I was listening. You know what I'm saying? And she just said, I don't know. It's a possibility that he isn't yours. And of course, we know Ralph Angel walked away when she said that. But I'm like, you just gonna tell them that she said he wasn't yours, and that ain't what she said? That ain't what she said, Ralph Angel. But they're all basically in complete shock. So as we know, the next day is supposedly harvest. And, Ralph Angel's still in bed. He don't want to get out the bed. Aunt Vi, like, when I woke up, he was still in bed. But Aunt Vi, Nova, and I like how her name Nova. Aunt Vi, Nova, and Charlie are at the High Yellow, the restaurant, cooking breakfast for all the farmers who are going to be doing first harvest. And, Aunt Vi like, but he okay, because Hollywood with him. We're going to, get the farmers prepared, have them come in the morning, feed them, and we'll think about whatever else later. She did say, but no matter what, Blue, he's our child, period. And I love how she did that. Her thing was, even if Darla's saying that he ain't hers, and he ain't Ralph Angel's, which she did not say, she did not specifically say that. She's saying we've raised him, these past 7 years. He is our Blue. He is our child. We are the only family he's known. So, and it's a thing of, does blood make you family? No, family makes you family. And just because Ralph Angel might not be his blood father, you are his dad. You've been his dad his whole life. And to back away from that as a father or even as a family, to no longer have Blue be included as your family, as a child, is crazy to me, to even for anyone to contemplate that. But we then see how Charlie's nervous, because again, Charlie's nervous because all the all the farmers are going to be milling with her. So it's also her first harvest as well as the mill owner. And, she's like, it's his first harvest at my father's farm. I just wish he could have been here to see it, see that what we've done together. And, as she's talking, we see Ralph Angel and Hollywood walking in. Now, Ralph Angel walking in as if he's a man who just lost everything. He's walking in the pain of thinking Blue was not his son. But he's looking at that from a blood standpoint. And I feel like even though I know it's a shock to your system, you know what I'm saying? It has to be a shock to your system. I think in that aspect, when it's a shock to your system, you should hold closer to that thing, to that person, and say, no matter what, you my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even put any distance in between it. Like, not even feel any kind of different thing about Blue, because it's not Blue's fault. Blue ain't asked to be put into this mess. You know what I'm saying? So, he comes and he thanks everyone for coming there to help them with the first harvest. He says how, they've had to come over so many obstacles to get to this point for it to be first harvest. And, he was saying, just how his father left the farm for him, and he wanted to say for his son, but he couldn't say that part. So he said, you know what, let's just have a good day. He then does say to Hollywood that, in life, all I ever wanted to be was a good father and a good farmer. So today, I'm going to try my best to be good at least one of them. And, I'm like, well, okay. Ralph Angel, she did not say that he wasn't your son. I need you to catch up on that part. And, at that point, Hollywood goes by the farm, and Darla's there. She's basically packing up her stuff to go stay elsewhere at this point in time. And she says that she's going to be staying with her sponsor. But she then asks, like, usually Ralph Angel gets Blue when I'm at work. Do you know if he plans on still doing that? And Hollywood's like, it's okay. We'll get him from school. Don't even worry about it. She also says, how nothing's changed. Nothing has to change. And, Hollywood like, you smarter than that. And I feel like even she knows that's not true. Even though you don't want anything to change, things will change because you still deceive them in one way or the other. Even though you did not know he wasn't the father, the fact that it's a possibility that he wasn't and you didn't share that, sometimes omission is just as bad as lying. And that's the kind of the crazy part about it. But if you think about it, when she got pregnant with Blue, think about how young they were, how just she was a different person then than who she is now. So, Hollywood asked her, why did you say something in the first place? And she's like, my parents came back, things got stirred up, things said, things happened, and I couldn't marry him holding that truth from him. That wouldn't be right to him. And Hollywood was like, none of this is right. None of it. And it's not, because at this point in time, the whole family is broken. Their family consistently is broken by different lies that people tell. They are always separated by one person's truth or one person's story. And it's a thing of, is it better to keep a secret to make someone happy? Or is it better to give them the full truth and then destroy their life? But they have the truth. Like, which one do you do? Because you can't go back in time and change something. You can't go back and say, 7 years in the past, I can say that he might not be yours, and, we could have still had this life together. And sometimes you have to go through things to get across a path of just trials and tribulations. And Darla has had her fair share of trials and tribulations, and it's kind of a cautionary tale of what can happen when you out here in these streets being loose, out here in these streets doing drugs, and just not doing things in the best way. You're just out here just being just free and too free. You being so free that you've enslaved yourself to just dysfunction and lies and hurt and pain, and you're causing hurt and pain to people where you didn't even mean to do it. And that's on Ralph Angels. It's on everybody's side, because everybody is, has had to deal with that on this particular show. So yeah, I got all deep. Okay. So next we see Darla's went to work. Darla worked with Charlie. So when Charlie walked in and she sees Darla there, she's stunned. Probably because she didn't expect to see Darla there. But I wonder if Darla expected Ralph Angel to tell the siblings so fast. And, Darla says, this is a nightmare. I can't believe this is happening. But I want you to know that my commitment to my job and my commitment to you and this company and what we're doing here is unwavering. If you allow me to be here. And, Charlie basically said, you've been bald-faced lying to my family for almost 7 years. There is no trust here. I'll give you 2 weeks severance, but, you be gone within the hour. And I think legally she can't fire her for that. Just let me point that out. Just saying. But also, but you can't fire someone if you don't trust them. So it might be a legal issue. And I feel bad for Darla. Even though Darla is the one who lied, I feel like the minute that Ralph Angel told them a half-truth, because remember, Ralph Angel isn't telling them the whole truth, because she didn't say that he wasn't, I feel like if Ralph would have told them, she said that, a long time ago she slept with someone else, that he might not be mad. I wonder how that would have been versus she's known this whole time he wasn't mine and lied to me. I think it's 2 different things. So for me, I feel bad for Darla, because as much as we've seen her fight and claw her way back for the family to accept her, now she's right back down on the lowest totem pole and they don't trust her. And it's like, is that fair to Darla? But at the same time, is it fair for the family to give her the benefit of the doubt when she's known this whole time there was a chance that Blue wasn't Ralph Angels, and she didn't say anything? So she dug her own hole that she's now trying to climb herself out of again. So Darla gets her purse and her coat, and she leaves. And I'm like, oh, damn it, Darla. Darla's a recovering addict. She needs stability and she needs structure. So for her, she's losing everything that she holds dear within her sobriety. She's lost Ralph Angel. Blue has lost his father in some way. She's lost the family dynamic with Aunt Vi and everyone, and now she's lost her job. So she's fallen down the same spiral that she probably was in when she was doing drugs a long time ago. So, that's a very hard thing to see. We see, you know, Nova and Charlie are now on the phone having a conversation with Charlie, letting her know that, you know, that Darla was here and I fired her. And Nova, like, if it was me, I would have, you know, shot fire out her butt, or she said something different, you know, or tried some voodoo, hoodoo, you know, that stuff that they do so well. And, you know, they're talking about the meal and that's been the first day of harvest. You know, Nova lets Charlie know that she's proud of her for doing the meal and how everything is coming together. And Charlie, of course, is happy to hear her sister say that she's proud of her. Because we know in the beginning of this episode or season 1, Nova and Charlie didn't have the closest of I'm proud of you type relationship. So it's something about your sister or your sibling saying, like, my sister told me she was proud of me, and I was like, my sister proud of me, and I'm a 35-year-old woman, and my sister's a couple years older than me. So, you know, just feeling that acceptance and that bit of accolades from your sibling is very euphoric, I would say. Because I was like, oh, Veronica, you proud of me for my YouTube stuff? Okay, thank you, girl. Love you, sister. You know, so I can feel how that would make Charlie feel. That I felt how that made Charlie feel. But from there, we see Nova's getting an email from someone, and it basically just says, you know, problems at the Queen Sugar meal. And so it's like, okay, Charlie, I gotta go. You know, I love you. Talk to you later. Bye. She then calls her colleague about this email that she just got, or the person who emailed her the link. And the colleague brings up, well, yeah, someone's shopping around this anonymous story, that there are issues at the meal, and that you guys are having internal issues, and that it's not safe for farmers to bring their thing, you know, their sugar cane there. And Nova's like, that's not true. They have no issues. They've been open for months. It's fine. This is someone trying to slander my sister. And she's like, well, you know, I get that, but I have to run the story, because if I don't, someone else will. And if someone else will, they won't be so nice. It's, you know, was what she said. She's like, you know, this has to be the Landry family, you know, slandering my sister. And she's like, you know, hey, if you can get me the story with your sister, I can at least, you know, let her give her point of view of it, you know, and it can be a balanced story. So now we have to have that whole thing. So from there, we see like how Aunt Vi and Nova is having a conversation, and Nova's just checking on Aunt Vi just based on, she knows something's up. There's a lot that's been going on. She's like, you know, how are you doing? You know, I know you say, oh, I'm doing good, but no, how are you doing? You know, with all of this. And Aunt Vi admits that she's sad, basically because she always imagined on First Harvest they will all be at the farm with Rob Angel. It'll be completely different, and she just always imagined everyone there, and everyone's not there. You know, Blue isn't there. Rob Angel's all up in his feelings. Darla isn't there. Ernest is dead. It's just so much going on, and she just feels sad about that. You know, she says how she wants to hold Blue because she's raised him, and she can remember his first words was Papa, and he is basically embedded in her DNA, even though they might not share the same DNA. And she craves to be near him because she doesn't want to feel any separation between her and Blue, because Blue is family. You know, Blue is her child. Not her child, but Blue is their child. Blue is the child of the family, basically. And, you know, she was saying how basically, you know, Blue made up for all the wrong that Ralph Angel did in life, because Blue was so good. He was so pure. He was so innocent. And to see that your son, who may have been a fuck up, made something so pure and so good and so innocent, and made Ernest as a father feel like he did something right because something beautiful came from someone who came from him. And so, you know, she's just all up in the feelings, you know, and Nova, like, you know, Blue is good, and whatever we had with him, you know, will always last. So I thought of when she said that, I'm like, she said had is past tense. And I'm like, I feel like Nova feels some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, why she said had? It should be whatever we have with him. Can't use that present tense, Nova. That's not playing me, Nova. So we see a little small scene too, where Nova is trying to shoot the story of the injustice or the unfairness or the harassment that Charlie is facing from the white mill owners to another journalist. And he's like, basically like, I can't run the story because it's all allegations, and if it's not true, you know, I'll be caught holding a bag of printing an untrue story, you know, because I can't do it. It's basically what happens. So Charlie's having a conversation with a particular farmer at the restaurant. And, he's basically listening to these lies and these rumors that there are issues at the mill. And, he's just asking, like, well, do you guys have any issues? We heard that this, you guys weren't even up and running today, that you're just having these mechanical issues. He's like, I can't afford to not have my crop milled. I'll end up losing money if you guys are, like, down for a day because of mechanical issues. And she's like, that's not true. We're perfectly fine. We don't have any other issues. We have the same kind of issues any other mill would have. Of course, there are quirks here and there. She's like, but it's nothing that would prevent us from working. And he basically says, I can't take that risk. I'm saying, I'm sorry, but I can't do mill with you. Because of these rumors that we know it's the Landry's putting out there. We then even see Ralph Angel having a conversation with the farmer saying the exact same thing. Like, don't let these white people get in your head. It's them spreading these rumors. Ain't nothing up with the mill. Everything is fine. And, we hope it is. We see a little scene with Micah where Micah was posting flyers up on the lockers, basically against the Confederates' items that was placed in his school that were racist. And we see him posting a letter being against it worked. He's called into the principal's office to let them to be told that, they saw the letters, the board saw it, they read it, and they agree with you. They do think it's inappropriate, so they're going to remove all these Confederate items from the school. Your initiative worked. However, they also felt like you plastering the school with those flyers was vandalism, so you also will be getting 30-day suspension. And I'm like, 30 days? Why let a kid be out of school for 30 days? That's crazy to me. But, she says, next time you have to think, she said next time be more careful, which I agree with. Sometimes look into the rules and regulations of the building where you are to be sure that you're not breaking any rules. My voice is going out. That you're not breaking any rules when you are doing things. But he gonna be suspended for 30 days, so it is what it is. What else? We do see Blue come home from school. He goes to Aunt Vi's house, and they are loving up on him. Aunt Vi's going to cook him a special meal. They're giving him hugs and hugs and hugs. And he has no idea anything is any difference. And I think that's a beautiful thing. It was adorable to see, Nova, Aunt Vi, and Hollywood just being with him as if nothing has changed, because technically nothing has changed. We see a scene where Rod is calling Charlie and calling the office and calling Remy, and no one's answering. And he's in the field waiting for them to come get the harvest, to come mill the harvest. And he's like, what's going on? Why aren't you answering the phone? No one's answering the office phone. What is going on? I'm sitting here and I can't even get in contact with my own sister for the meal. Is anything true with these rumors of what's going on? And Prosper's there too, and he's like, something doesn't feel right. And, Prosper's like, maybe, it's just too soon, maybe something is up, what did Darla say? And, because Prosper don't know what's going on with him and Darla. And because when he's saying, I can't get in contact with Nova, I can't get in contact with anybody, he didn't say Darla's name. And he's like, well, Darla's in the front office, what did she say? And Ralph Angel kind of just walks away, because, of course, Darla ain't said nothing because Darla don't work there no more. So from there, we see Nova and Charlie having a conversation. And this is why no one can get in contact with Charlie, because she's talking to Nova about the story that's supposed to be coming out. And, they're talking about trying to fix these rumors that are basically ruining the meal off rip. And Charlie's like, I miscalculated the greed of the Landrys. I didn't think how far they would go to take me down. And they've gone so far as to start these rumors that people are actually believing, and is ruining things. And Remy's there too, so Remy's like, you can't just sit here and have a pity party. You have to fight. And she's like, what, you're right. That is very true. And so we cut to the scene of now Remy is at the farm, and Ralph Andrew like, what's going on? I've been calling every day, what's going on? And then he was like, the Landrys are doing things that are crazy, and we're just trying to get it straightened out. Your sister wouldn't go talk to him. And he like, we had talked to them before, nothing's going to change. And So it is what it is. And, you know, they're not gonna change until they get this land back. And Remy like, your sister figured it out, so we need to just leave it alone until she gets it figured out. But she's not gonna give up. We do see how Nova has figured it out that Iva has lupus, and you know, she just tells her, you know, I won't tell anyone. I will make you a special natural concoction, herbs and teas and stuff to make, you know, to get you healed, to make you feel better. And as Aunt Vi and Nova hug, Nova's basically just crying in the lap of Aunt Vi. And then the last scene, it's just a song is playing called Fall Into My Arms. And Ralph Angel was looking at Blue's bed, and he's just staring at it. And then he's staring at the bed, and he just walks into the room. He walks into the room, and he gets in the bed, in Blue's bed, and he just lays down. Because he just sat there and he was looking at the bed like, you know, because the bed is empty. Blue isn't there. And so Ralph Angel, you know, just hearing the song Fall Into My Arms, it was a thing of just basically fall into my arms if you're going to do things. And at first I thought he was at Aunt Vi's house and he was looking at Blue in the bed. But I realized, no, he's at home and he's looking at Blue's empty bed and probably having that realization that, is this what I really want? Do I not want my son? Do I not want my son? Because again, you know, Blue isn't just your son because you have the same blood. Blue is your son because he's your son. And I'm wondering if those are the thoughts that are going through his head as he's sitting there and he, you know, goes in, sits on the bed, and then lays down in the bed. And then, of course, it goes off. So that was my review of Queen Sugar. My voice is sounding crazy, so I'm going to end this review right here, right now. Until next time, I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.